So we are doing this very, very, how to put it? We are
Bu Lindanya keluar ya? Ya bentar, saya
Iya
cek.
Pak, kayaknya keluar Pak.
Ya, saya tak chat orangnya. Ditunggu aja. Nah, oke, udah dibaca. Oke.
Okay, I'm back, I think. Sorry for the whatever happened. Some, well, technical things happen, yeah. I'm sorry about that. So let me share again my screen. And I was like, what happened? Why I'm talking alone? Right. Okay. Because there is a lot of pop-up there. Right. So let me continue again with the definition because I've been talking about, is sentiment is the same as robot? Is it the same as smart city? Is it the same as IoT? Just to throw you some of the term that is being used. AI, is it the same as machine learning? So those, or AI, is this the same as computational intelligence? So there is a lot of terminology used. So which one should we actually know? So that's why I said we need to know the definition. From the definition, we can actually understand it better. So we are trying to make the computer system to think and to react as human. So that is the, what we call it, the aspiration of AI. Why we want to do this? Because human, we do have our flaws. For example, we can get sick. We can get tired. We have emotion. If, for example, wearing orange can make me feel angry. So my mood may be influenced. So going to class with orange attire may make me get mad to my student, for example. So, but for AI, you don't have that. It will perform consistently. So that's why we need to have AI to help us. So that is the reason why people are actually looking at AI as complementary rather than AI trying to overtake whatever job that we have. So by Tech Target mentioned that simulation of human intelligence processes by machine, especially computer system. So what I'm saying here is that whether you like it or not, computer system is the heart of AI. You cannot say that you want to use AI without computer system. It would be almost impossible. So saying that this is the goal of AI. We are trying to mimic, emulate, copy the human capability that can function intelligently and independently. Intelligently means what? We see the car coming. What will we do? So are we influenced by other people? Perhaps. But can we make the decision by ourselves? Yes. And because of that, we can make the decision with high efficiency. High efficiency can be talking about the time that is needed to process the information. We see hum, we run. We don't have to actually think like 5 minutes to think, to contemplate whether it is a danger or not. No, we don't have to do that. But that is the ability of Allah already given us, the human. You see, it's already with us. We just make the decision. So just to give you some ideas of how AI can be used, for example, in content recommendation, for example, let's say you watch Netflix a lot like me. I just love Netflix. So the content recommendation is based on what I like to watch. For example, I love to see psycho movie, people killing other people, for example. So the recommendation will be based on that. I also like to see Running Man, for example. So a lot of Running Man recommendation will be given to me. But my mom may not like Running Man at all. She said Running Man is stupid, for example. So what she likes to watch Animals Kingdom uh, documentaries. So her Netflix is basically that. It's basically more on documentaries. So that's why the personalization of the system is very much dependent on our preferences. What do you prefer to watch? If you prefer to watch movies, it will be given to you. Another example, TikTok. My mother is actually 80 years old woman. She's staying alone at my hometown. From my house to my hometown is another state. So it's like you need to travel 1 hour and a half like that. And my mother is 80 years old. And yet, Alhamdulillah, she's still healthy. And she is actually the one who watched TikTok earlier than me. During the pandemic, TikTok was rampant. And at that particular time, I don't agree with TikTok because I think TikTok is just a waste of time. You just, dancing, doing stupid content. But now I start to realize that TikTok is not only for things that you don't like, because TikTok, Facebook, or any social media is doing some kind of content recommendation. So it will show things that you like. For example, I like to watch cats and dogs. So the content given to me is based on what I like. So sometimes TikTok will give me things that I may not like. So I just flip. So based on the selection, they will give more things that I like. So I spend more time on TikTok, especially on shopping. I think in Indonesia, correct me if I'm wrong, Pak Hendra, I think TikTok shop is already banned. Last month, if I'm not mistaken. And I think sooner or later, I'm not sure whether Malaysia will follow through or not. But I think it's kind of sad seeing people having tough time for their TikTok shop groups, yeah, right. And then Malaysia and Indonesia, we don't really have snow. The weather fluctuation is not really that much. For example, in Kuala Lumpur, in Shah Alam here, is either hot or rain, never snow or never, anything else, because we are in the tropical area, right? So of course, temperature is not really a big issue for us. But lighting is another thing that can use AI. For example, now our morning is a little bit early. Therefore, 7 a.m. is still dark. 7 a.m. is still dark now. But I think Surabaya is even earlier than that. So your subuh prayer is even earlier than that. So what I'm saying here is that we don't have to wait for timing to be at 7, then you close the light. It's supposed to depend on how what we call it, how bright or not how dim the situation, to make sure that the light is actually functioning by its own. Or we do have our smartphone that can actually measure our heartbeat, our pulse monitoring. So we can actually see the surge of the blood. This is basically for our health. And then we want to know about navigation and travel. We use Waze, we use Google Map, because all these are not available during, I would say, when I went to Singapore, my first time going to the US is 2007. That is my first time. I'm not sure whether you are still you are born yet or not, but at that particular time I already start my PhD 2007. So 2007, at that particular time, if we want to travel in the US, either we read the map book. There's a big atlas book that we have to read the map and we have to navigate based on the map. But their map is very detailed. It will show you all the smallest route that you can take. And you have to check which route that you want to use. But now, everything, you just use your handphone. You don't have to actually have Papago during my time. 2010, 2011, like that, we start to have our GPS. And GPS, you need to actually update because if it's not updated, it may not give you the real time data. But now we have our phone. So using phone, everything is there. So that's why I said the technology changes very fast. Previously, you need to use map. Now you just use Google Map. And it's there. And you can even download the map offline to your phone. Then let's say in that particular area you don't have internet, you can use your offline map that you already pre-downloaded. That is how easy actually traveling from one to another. And another thing that is, very common when you want to use your apps, you want to buy bakso, you just use your QR code. Or even you want to access your bank account, you just use your facial recognition. So from there, there's a lot of information that are stored in your handphone. So that's why I said, it's a joke between me and my husband saying that I will go back to my home if I know that I forget my phone, because here is a lot. I have my bank account over here. I do have my message. I do have my calendar. I do have my watch. I do have my step tracker, because I hope that I can be active enough so that I won't get sick. So we need to actually be active. So it will actually track my step number. So a lot of things can be actually encapsulated in just a phone. But all of these are not available before. So that's why I said we do have intelligent devices, but how can we know whether the device is intelligent or not? Because of these three things. One is context awareness, meaning that whatever device that we have, it must be able to sense the environment. For example, light. If you want to have a smart light, that particular light need to know how bright it is, the environment. That is context awareness. It need to know the environment. And then autonomous computing. Autonomous computing means it can make the decision of its own. Of course, the decision of its function only, not the decision of, basically big decision that is not covered by the data that the system have, but only for the data itself. For example, lighting control. So it can actually see if there is brightness is high, it will switch off automatically. But if the brightness is low, it will switch on automatically. That is what it meant by autonomous computing. It can make the decision based on the information gathered from the surrounding. That is based on context awareness. And then all this information need to be connected to one another. It can be connected from device to device, like IoT. We do have sensor for weather. We do have sensor for rain. And we combine them together. And then all this sensor will give the data to the satellite and ping back to our phone or our computer. So from there, we can see what is the weather. For example, now if I go and check my weather, I know exactly what is the weather in Surabaya and vice versa. And of course, all this information need to have a connectivity to the internet so that the internet can actually propagate the information to the user. So to know whether a device is smart device or not so smart device, because if you label them smart, the price will go higher. If there is no smart in front, so the price would be cheaper. So these are the three things that you need to know. For example, I give you another example that is the easiest one. Washing machine, smart washing machine. One, contact awareness. It need to know what kind of clothes you are putting. Number one. What kind of amount of clothes that you're having. Okay, that is contact awareness. It knows that the input to the washing machine. And then the washing machine should be able to make decision of its own, meaning that, oh, you have this amount of clothes, so you need to have this amount of soap, this amount of softener, and this amount of water. So that is autonomous computing. And all of this information can be tracked using our phone, for example. So we have certain kind of not warning system, is the indicator saying that we already finished washing our clothes. So that is truly smart washing machine. So we do have a lot of devices, but whether it is intelligent or not, we need to have all the ticks for this. It need to aware of the surrounding, it can make the decision of its own, and you need to have connectivity. Right. So I'm going to introduce a bit about the hype of one of the application, ChatGPT. So a lot of people talk about ChatGPT. A lot of lecturers are not feeling that happy because ChatGPT can answer a lot of questions. But if you ask me personally as an educator, I just love to have ChatGPT. It means that it can help us doing a lot of things. However, the usage of ChatGPT should be controlled in the sense that you need to know how it is being used. Because at the end of the day, ChatGPT is just a tool. So how you want to use the tool, you must use it correctly and ethically. For example, atomic bomb is atomic power is good. It can give us electricity. But translating atomic power to atomic bomb is not ethical. It kills a lot of humans. But the atomic power is good for electrical generation. So again, how we use is just a tool, but how we use will give an impact to us. So let me give you an introduction. I know a lot of you may heard about this, even may use this, but as I said, this is only introductory program. So this is something that I just want to share. Yeah? So ChatGPT is an advanced AI language model. It is designed for natural language understanding and generation. What does it mean by natural language understanding? So typically, computer are using computer language. So you have certain syntax that you have to follow. For example, if you are using C++ language, I think you are learning that this semester, you need to know the syntax. C in what? C out what? C in is the input to the C++. C out is the output for the C++. So you need to know the syntax. The syntax are the rules for us to write the programming code. Now, what if the computer can talk like us? Don't that would be easier for us? So this is where the natural language processing, NLP, is being introduced because we want the computer to talk to us like a human. So we can understand each other better rather than I learn computer language. But for you guys, no excuse because you are the computer scientist. You need to understand how the computer being coded. But let's say normal people, we want to talk to computer, we want to interact with the computer, we need to use language that both entities understand. So this is where we start to use natural language. So it facilitates human-computer interaction because it will be easy because the computer is now using natural language. Human is, of course, using natural language. We are talking with the same language. So it can comprehend and generating human-like text. So it can actually answer question, provide information, generate text, and assist with wide range of natural language processing application. So by having this, we can actually expedite the question and answer because it can give us more information because ChatGPT have a data lake of data, which means that ChatGPT learns from a lot of data more than what human can learn. Because as long as it's in the data set, it's no longer data set, right? As long as it is in the data lake, actually, it's game for ChatGPT. That's why I say it's good to use, but you need to use it with ethic because we don't want to give question to the student and the student just type in a ChatGPT and give the answer from ChatGPT to the lecturers. So there is no learning process over there. We want you to learn and then use whatever you learn using the tools, then you can give better answer. It's supposed to be the aspiration. So this is the ChatGPT. Typically, you will see something like this when you open ChatGPT. So let's get started. So this would be the interface you will see. So you can basically type anything here. Type anything that you want to do. So this is what I did. I type my name. Tell me about Norhaslinda Kamaruddin. Surprise, surprise. ChatGPT do not know me. I am not popular enough for the ChatGPT to pick up from whatever data lake that they have. So is a private individual or a relatively unknown public figure saying that you are not you are not popular enough, therefore we do not know about you. And another drawback of ChatGPT is the data is only by September 2021. So if you want to have more recent data, you have to Google yourself. Because if you go and ask Uncle Google, if you type my name, it's there. So this is basically me with your rector is actually. So as I said, the data is there, but it's not significant enough so that the ChatGPT will know who I am. So this is what I'm saying. ChatGPT is good. It have a lot of data, but not as much as Google. Google have more. But ChatGPT is already tailored. You can ask ChatGPT in a natural language processing, and it is more natural to talk to ChatGPT. So these are a few functions of ChatGPT that I capture. One, it can actually answer question, but the problem is the data is by September 2021. So if you want to have factual queries, general knowledge, that would be good because the data will not change much. For example, if you want to ask when is the date of Indonesia getting the independence, for example. So that one, you can ask ChatGPT. But again, you can ask Google. It will be even faster actually. But just to show some of the function that is available. You can also do some kind of content creation. You want to write a blog, you want to write articles, marketing copy. Sometimes we do have writer's blog. We do not know what to write anymore. So you can ask ideas from ChatGPT. It's not that you cut, copy, paste, send. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to actually give the idea. So let the ChatGPT come with some example and then take a look at it. Is it suitable for you? It may not be suitable for you depending on the context you want it to be. So you have to be very, very detailed on what you want it to be. If you are not detailed, ChatGPT may not understand what you are trying to do. And this one I've tried, creative writing. So you can brainstorm idea, generate plotline. But again, this is just suggestion. So ChatGPT's suggestion may not be as what you want because creativity is given to us by Allah, ilham. So it cannot be, it cannot be copied by any other people. It cannot be, other people cannot steal from you. ilham is given by Allah to us, the human. So, as I said, you can use ChatGPT as a tool, but you cannot replace the creativity of the individual who write. So this is something that you cannot actually repeat. Or even you can, last but not least, not last but not least, but some other function, you can actually use ChatGPT for tutoring and education. For example, if you think that the explanation is just too difficult, so you want to have a simpler explanation, you can ask ChatGPT. But again, use with caution because not all the answers are correct. So you need to have your fundamental knowledge before just use ChatGPT randomly. It doesn't work if you using it randomly. So this is last night I tried this. So write a ghost story in Faculty of Science and Technology, Universitas Airlangga. I'm not specific, campus C, just Faculty of S&T. In 100 words in believable tone. So this is what ChatGPT gave me. Okay, in the heart of UNAIR Faculty of Computer Science, whisper, otherworldly present, echoed through the silent corridor. Okay, that is a little bit, okay lah. So late at night, student claim to hear a soft clinking of glassware and faint hum of machinery. Is there any machine in FST? Now, I'm not sure. When I went there in 2020, okay, you do have computer, but you don't really have a faint hum. It's like, I don't know, is there any sounds of machine? I may be not really looking at it, but well, this is not really the context that I want. True, the laboratories were deserted. So meaning that there is a sound of machine, the lab were deserted, nobody is around, and then suddenly you hear the sound of the glass. So the student are drinking wine, perhaps. So it's a little bit weird, to be honest. So rumors spoke of a brilliant but tormented student who met an untimely end during a failed experiment. Again, if you are doing experiment using computer lab, okay, you are not really have to use lab code. You don't really have to use all this gadget to actually protect yourself. You go to the lab wearing your jeans and t-shirt and tudung perhaps and stay at night writing programming code. So that's why I say it is not really the correct context of what I want. But you can use this and get some ideas. So this is the second idea. So this is the second idea of ghost story in FST, right? Again, it can help us to create stories. But is it relevant? That is something that you have to think about. So it says, in the hallowed hall of UNAIR, a spectral tale unfold. So again, the language used is a little bit high-end. It's good to use, but will it touch to the heart? That is the question. Whisper of a former student tragically lost during late night experiment echo through the laboratories. Again, it talks about lab. So we are talking about computer lab, or we are talking about science lab, or we are talking about what lab? So I need to be very specific on which lab I want this ghost story is about. So now people say that there is a light flickering in room 203. So sometimes you see the complex equation on the chalkboard. I don't think that you guys use chalkboard anymore. No one use chalkboard. We are using whiteboard. We are using, marker to write. So again, we can use this as some kind of help. What we cannot take this, give it to the lecturers. It may not really be what it's supposed to be. It can give us some ideas. It can give us some guidance. But again, ilham, as I said, ilham is given by Allah, creativity is given by Allah. So that's why some people write well, some people can write but not that well. So that's why I said, actually lecturers who read a lot can detect whether the essay is being done by the student or being done by the ChatGPT. We can see it clearly. Okay, let me give you the trick. One, if the language used is so weird, we know that that is ChatGPT. There is no actual context. Like I said to my student, I always say this, lain orang tanya, lain yang you jawab. Okay, we are asking you different thing, but you are answering different thing. Something must be wrong. And number three, the language that you use. Because when you use the language, there are certain things that we used to use a lot. And this is not captured by ChatGPT because this is very generic. So, for example, lah, okay lah, that is Malaysian. Indonesian don't use lah a lot. So that's why I say, use with caution. Don't just use randomly because it may not really help you. And in fact, you will be caught for plagiarism. So these are another example of ChatGPT. This one very generic. List 5 characteristics of intelligent student in the field of artificial intelligence. So these are all the characteristics that you might have. You need to have analytical thinking, programming proficiency, adaptability, critical thinking, and strong mathematical foundation. This is, as I said, you know this. You don't have to actually need to ask ChatGPT to give the answer to you. But of course, the language used by ChatGPT is very formal. All these tidbits of language may not be captured by the ChatGPT. So, as I said, use with caution. It's good to have a tool. Another one, Quillbot. Quillbot is a tool for paraphrasing. So you cannot just take from article, put it in Quillbot, and then it will change the meaning, paraphrase for you, and then you send it back to the supervisors or your lecturers. It doesn't work like that. Some who do not really check may say, okay, this is very good, but those who are very proficient will say, this is not your work. Please redo. So never ever have thinking that your lecturers are inferior compared to this. So this is another apps that we love to use. For example, this one we want to have only the C, especially when you take selfie, suddenly photo bomb by your friend or someone else. So you want to actually clean up. So one of the thing that you can use is photo editor. So this is before, this one is after. You can actually remove. So this is another thing. You want to remove the chocolate there. So now it is cleaner. All of this can be done using apps before, but it's very Photoshop. But it's very tedious. You have to have layer of things and you have to learn about Photoshop. But now everyone can edit pictures. And that is also because we have a lot of social media to upload. During my time, my student hate if I start saying this during my time. But I'm just sharing the thing that happened, yeah. If we want to take pictures, we have to take the manual camera. So we have the film develop. So, and to develop a film, it will cost you quite a lot, right? Because if you want to see the picture, you have to develop the film, then only you can see the picture. So that is the problem at that particular time. It's expensive. But now, I saw my daughter taking picture of sky, taking picture of hand, taking picture of leg, taking picture of whatever else. And if the phone is full, they just buy cloud. And it will be there as long as you pay. Of course, it will be there. It will be safe. It can be used by any other devices as long as you have internet. So that is how easy things are. during my undergrad days, we store data in a diskette. So one page is one diskette. One page website is one diskette. Let's say you have 50 pages of website. So at least you must have 50 diskette to be used. Now, if you take a look at the save icon in your Word, my second daughter even say that, what is that? Is that a vending machine? So they never use diskette at all. They are using thumb drive. They are using CD. Even CD people don't use anymore. People are using thumb drive. People are using cloud because the technology changed very fast. And because the technology changed very fast, all of this new application comes in. This is one of the examples. So how to use it? I know that you can, you are the TikTokers, you are YouTubers, you are very familiar with this. So I think I don't want to talk much on this. I'm sure you know more, but this is another example. So this filter, I use it from TikTok. Actually, I'm quite surprised myself. Why? Because it's so believable. And when I saw my face, when on the top is the filtered one, me is at the bottom. It looks so much like my mom. Alhamdulillah, my mom is still healthy, but it made me feel sad. Wow, I look like that. So yeah. I walked across an empty land. When I am, I knew the pathway like. Right. So the second thing I use filter is my cat.
This is my cat with the big round eyes filter. Let's see what your cat looks like with this filter.
So you can do a lot more things using filter. And it's fun. This is his actual face. But you see, using filter, if you are, dark tone skin like me, you can even be fairer. If you are short, you can be taller. If you are a little bit more heavier weight, you can be slimmer. So a lot of things can be used using AI and filter. So how AI can increase productivity? It can automate menial and repetitive tasks. So things that are boring, we can ask the AI to do it for us. Things that use a lot of data, we can ask AI to actually do it for us. Things that very tedious, you have to be very precise, we can ask AI to help us. Because we want to do more complex tasks. And because of this, we do have a lot of myth that make us worry, that make us feel like, oh man, what's going on? So the first myth that I want to actually discuss is AI will replace all human jobs. So since AI can think, AI can do better, AI is not emotional, AI will not feel tired, AI is very detail oriented, AI have a big database that can refer to. So people are worried. What if? Okay, what if AI replace all human jobs? So because of this, some people just refuse to use AI because they say that AI is evil. I don't want AI in my life. That's not quite true, though. So here is some of the job that will be replaced: data entry clerk, telemarketers, factory workers, because we can use robot. Factory workers, we don't have, to have people to packet crease, for example. We can use robot to pack keropok, for example. So telemarketers, a person call people one by one, hello, I have a new product, would you like to listen? And now we don't want to answer our phone. Why? Because a lot of scammer now. We don't even want to answer phone. So data entry clerk, of course the data, because now all the data are digitalized, okay, digitized. So we get the data, perhaps we just scan. So we don't have to type anymore. So these are some of the jobs that will be replaced by AI. Cashier. In 2022, I went to the US. So one of the place I went to is Seattle. Seattle is near to the Canada. Is very higher up, and it's quite cool actually. But over there they have Amazon shop. Amazon shop, the nice thing about it, there is no cashier. You just put your things inside a box. In that particular box, it will scan the thing. They are using object recognition, and even if they don't even put a price tag in their product, because there is a lot of CCTV around. It will actually tell us whether it is the right product with the right price or not. So during that time, I was so impressed because there is no cashier and no one is stealing anything, because everything is being protected by the camera. If you try to take things, the police are already waiting outside to take you away to the jail. So that is how advanced things are now. So the driver, as I said, we do have autonomous bus in Nanyang Technological University, and sooner or later, this job will be replaced by AI. Why? Because the AI driver will not get tired. It will not get sleepy. However, AI driver may not be able to work well if unexpected things happen. For example, suddenly the tree fall down in front of the car, for example. That is something that they never encounter. So they may not be able to react accordingly. And then travel agent, now even we are actually asking Google to actually give us the itinerary, which place we should see. I went to Bromo with Pak Hendra and family. Oh, it was fun, but don't let me start on that. And then bank teller and receptionist, accountant, careful, although accountant give a lot of money, but because we do have AI, they need to actually use AI to help them using their work. Customer support representative and retail salesperson. Because all of these are repetitive work, they need a lot of energy, and using AI, if we can train the machine better, it can give good results compared to human, because human get tired, human need to eat, human need to sleep, human will be influenced by emotion. So, but using AI, all of this will be eliminated. But the actual situation would be, some of the job will be eliminated, like the one that we have discussed. Some of the job will be transformed. For example, clerk, it will be transformed into smart clerk, intelligent clerk, that will use data visualization to help making decision. And some job will be created. For example, previously we do not have TikTokers, YouTubers. This is not a job when I was in my degree days like you guys. Tak pernah terfikir, never ever I think that people can be content creator as a job. But now it is sought after. It gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of money as well. But of course, you need to be creative enough to create good content. And then here are some of the jobs that will complement human and new job, human resource manager, sales manager, marketing manager. Bear in mind all the managers, so because the low level work is already being replaced by AI, now we are being upgraded into managers and executive. So event planners, writers, software developer, editors, and graphic designers, because all of these need to have more creativity, need to have more decision making, which AI may not be able to do yet, as if we do not train them. Because AI is like a small kid, we need to train them first before they can give us better answer. So in 2025, World Economic Forum estimate Automation and AI will displace 85 million jobs. So that's a lot of jobs, yeah? 85 million jobs. However, it will create 97 million new roles. So that's why it emphasized the transformative nature of IR 4.0 on the job. Meaning that if you want to stay relevant, you need to actually be abreast with the technology. You cannot just use a normal way. In fact, last month I read about in Harvard, they already have AI lecturer. Can you imagine that? AI lecturer who will never babble to you, who will never get emo on you, who will not get tired of you. You can ask anytime, any question. That AI lecturer will answer you. However, it may not have the empathy. Okay, it may not have the empathy. So there is a good side of AI. There is also a bad side of AI. So myth number 2, AI algorithm can process any data. You give the data, AI can solve it for you. That is not true, yeah? Why? Because you need to train the system. You need to train the data. So the process starts from data collection. If your data collection is not sufficient, the AI system may not understand what it's all about. So you have to have a sufficient data. And then you need to do some kind of pre-processing. Clean up the data. Throw out all unnecessary data. And then you will find the relevant information inside the data before you can do the classification or regression. So the quality and quantity of data matters. If you have a garbage for your input, the system will give you the garbage as the output as well. So that's why, because machine learning or AI or classifier or algorithm, it needs to have an information. It needs to have an information so that they can learn. They will understand. Otherwise, they will just accept it as is. Because AI, seriously, is like a small kid. You have to teach them. You have to teach them correct things. If you teach them wrong things, they will assume that is correct and they will make the deduction based on the data that they are trained. So that's why I say, if you want to use or if you want to do an AI system, this is semester 1, you are part 1 now. So 5 semester down the road, you are going to do your script C, final year project. So when you want to do a system, you need to make sure that the data that you have is correct. If you do have bad data, it will influence the results and the result cannot be used. So bear in mind, okay, today Dr. Linda said that, kena ingat you need to have a good data. If you don't have good data, your system will give you rubbish deduction. Remember that. And then AI can make independent decision. Just now I said that as long as it is autonomous computing, it is AI. However, AI can only make decision depending on the data it is being trained. So a lot of people say that, wow, you just put the data will teach the AI will tell us whatever. No, it's not. Because computer and human learns differently. Okay, computer and human learns differently. Human learns how? We have sensation. For example, if I slap you, you will feel the pain. Or if I kiss you, you feel my mouth kissing you. But the computer will not feel if I slap the computer. Or if I kiss the computer, it doesn't feel anything. So we have to tell them how to feel, how to react based on those feelings. So because of that, AI will not make any independent decision. It needs to be taught first. Which means that, again, I cannot reiterate enough. I need to actually keep on talking about the importance of having data, good data, correct data, to make sure that it is being trained by the AI system. If you train the AI system with the wrong data, with the bad data, with the false data, it will give false result as well. So that's why that is the difference between human and AI. Human somehow, Allah already given us the ilham, the creativity, and then we can connecting the dots. For example, if your friend tells you story, then another friend tells you another story, then another friend tells you story. So based on 3 stories from 3 different individuals, you can actually assess who is talking rubbish, who is talking the truth. But the computer may not able to have, because the computer don't have the gut instinct, the heart feeling. Okay, sometimes you feel like people are looking at you, ada perasaan tu kan. So that kind of ilham is given by Allah. It is not, the computer or the AI system will not have that, yeah. So typically, okay, intelligent technologies cannot do without people. Okay, you need people to train, you need people to teach, you need people to program, and then AI is only specific for the program and for the problem they are taught to address. For example, if you are talking about smart washing machine just now, so it just solve the problem of washing the clothes, what amount of water, what amount of soap, what amount of what we call it, softener. It cannot solve the problem of the food is not enough, because that is not the function of washing machine. So that's why I said it is very much dependent on the function it is being built out. So the mechanism of human thought is extremely complicated. If you listen to my previous talk this morning, I'm showing you how the brain neuron firing each other and how they communicate, and how brain is actually 2% of human weight, but the size of brain is not equivalent to the size of intelligence. I'm not saying if your brain is big, you are intelligent. No, I'm saying that you need to use your brain actively so that you have a very strong connection in the neuron, then only you can be better person. You can be intelligent person. So just a quick one, the advantages of AI, there's a lot. Yeah, good at detail-oriented job, very detailed, very precise. It can reduce time for data-heavy tasks. If you have a lot of data and you want to analyze, use AI. If you use human, as I said, human can have, oh sorry, terlepas pandang, that kind of thing. But not with AI. It can save labor and increase productivity. So deliver consistent result. Again, AI will not get tired. You will get similar results, similar time given the same instruction. It offers personalization and of course, always available. If you text me 3 a.m. Okay, kalau saya buat Qiyamul Lail, okay lah, boleh lah jawab. Kalau saya tidur, of course I cannot be able to answer. But for AI, it is always available. So here are some disadvantages of AI. So it is expensive because you want to build a new system. So the system should be able to cater for a lot of data, and it should be able to have a good computation power so that the algorithm can run. It requires deep technical expertise. So you need to be the expert here. So if you do not have the expertise, you may not be able to develop the system, or the system may be wrong. So limited supply of qualified workers to build AI tools because it is difficult. So you have to learn. It is difficult. Once you learn, you will find that it is not difficult at all. Again, yeah. So it reflects the bias of its training data at scale, meaning that if you give the data that is biased, it may make sure that the system cannot be used because it's already biased to certain things. And then lack of ability to generalize from one task to another. Again, it is very much dependent on the function it is built. You cannot assume that washing machine is similar to smart TV. No. Washing machine is just to wash clothes. TV is just to watch Netflix perhaps. And eliminate human jobs, increasing unemployment rates. This is for human who do not want to actually improve themselves. So let me share with you of this video, and I want you to think whether AI can be dangerous or not. So this is the bad side of AI. Yeah?
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous.
Hey Mom, hey Dad, it's me, Ella. Well, a digital version of me, just a bit older. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it? All you need are a couple of pictures, like the ones you share on social media, where they can be taken and used by everybody. I know for you these pictures are just memories, but for others, they are data. And for me, maybe the beginning of a horrible future. A future where my identity can be stolen just like that. Where I can go to prison for things that I would never do. Imagine my credit score being destroyed, Dad. Or my voice copied to scam you, Mom. Mom, I'm in trouble. I need you to send me money, please. I don't want to become a meme, humiliated by everyone at school.
Kill yourself, you fucking loser.
And I certainly don't want this. What you share online is like a digital footprint that will follow me around for the rest of my life. I'm telling you this because I know you love me and would never do anything to harm me. So please, Mom, please, Dad, protect my virtual privacy.
All right. So what is your thing on that? So let me share another video. This is a very recent movie. The title is The Creator. It was fun. In fact, this is one of the movie that I asked my student to do homework on it, a case study. So let's watch this.
When the war started, they protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. This is a fight for our very existence.
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it. Or they win.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
Then we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Whose side you want, huh?
What do you want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
Oh, we don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
Alright. So that is basically the end of my presentation. So at the end of the day, as I said, AI is not something to be worried. You should never fear the unknown. Even Allah already given us Iqra. baca lah, read. Because when you read, you know. With that, I thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Linda, for the lecture. As I promised before, the Q&A session is now open for all the participants. You can ask a question directly by using the raise hand button or via Zoom chat, and I will read it for you. Yes, Maria.
Okay, good afternoon, Doctor. My name is Maria, and I have a question for you. So what will happen when in the future a lot of jobs replaced by AI, like factory worker or part-timer? How can people find the occupation to fulfill their daily needs, especially when they have uneducated well? So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. Right. Okay, I think let me answer one by one. Yeah. Later I will read the chat. Okay, thank you, Maria, for the question. I think you are worried for people who do not have enough education to live, right? Well, that truth would be, yep, you have to adapt. Sooner or later, that is the harsh reality, I would say. If you do not have education, you can only do very menial things, and menial things will not pay well. So, as I said, whether you like it or not, whether you are trying to say, okay, AI is bad, I don't want AI in my life, but people are moving towards it, whether you like it or not. For example, during my undergrad days, the most popular handphone is Nokia 3310. You can actually throw it to the dog and the dog will die because it's this. I'm not saying to kill a dog. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, because the phone is just so strong, you can actually throw it anywhere. But now try and basically hit your phone. You want to hit your head first before you hit your phone. That is how the technology is. So to answer your question, yes, there will be a lot of job will be replaced, as I mentioned just now, but we need to get ready. Whether we like it or not, we need to get ready. And I think for you being in computer science, information system is the right move, because there is where the computer system is the heart of all these changes. If you are not riding the wave, you will be left behind. So is it sad? Yes. But whether you like it or not, that's life. Tough, but that is what it is. I hope that answer your question, Maria.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
All right. Okay. Let me read from Aulia. Okay, Aulia, are you here? Maybe you want to say hi, perhaps?
Yeah, Prof. Hi.
Okay, right. Let me read your question here, yeah? Okay, you want to ask how about students from various disciplines can collaborate to formulate a holistic approach. Wow, this is good. To the development and implementation of AI intelligent integrating technical knowledge with ethical and social insight. Right. Thank you very much, Aulia. Do I pronounce it correctly? Aulia, right?
Yes, Prof.
All right. So you are asking about how students from various disciplines. Actually, for AI, we need to have domain expert. So we need to have domain expert to tell us how the system should be developed, because the computer scientists may not understand the domain knowledge. For example, you want to I give you my research example. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of psychological work using emotion and AI. I want the computer system to able to understand emotion. But I'm not the psychologist. I'm not the psychiatrist. I need to get the knowledge from psychologists, from the psychiatrists for the emotion so that I can build a better system with their understanding. And on top of that, because emotion, the information are from brain, I need the neurosurgeon input as well. So there is a lot of people contributing to the AI development. So to answer to you, how about students from various disciplines? First, you need to find a problem that you want to solve. Let's say you want to have an intelligent system that can predict how fast the fish that can be you can get fish from the pond, for example. So you need to have farmers, you need to have expert for waters, you have to have IoT devices, the weather, the pH of the pond, the soil, a lot of things there. So yes, to answer you, you need to find a problem that you want to solve. Then you identify who would be the key person. From there, you can work together. And that is a must. The computer scientists cannot work alone because you are not the domain expert. We need to work together to get better solution. I hope that answer to you, Aulia.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Right. Right. Okay. I'm going to read of Davito Sagala. Davito, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Professor.
Okay. You want to ask me directly or you want me just to read this?
I can actually ask you directly.
Okay, go.
Excuse me, Professor. I'm Davito. Really interested in this area of expertise. As you've said, that AIs will eventually replace most of our jobs in the near future. Well, I've been thinking, what if these AIs will make a mistake? Because AIs eventually will make mistake, in my opinion. So, especially when AI is used in a problematically complicated situations, using ethics or other stuff like that, who will be held accountable for these mistakes that the AIs make? That's actually my question.
Right. Okay, thank you very much, Davito, right? So, yes, there is a lot of discussion regarding this about ethical AI. Who's going to be blamed if anything happen? For example, the autonomous car. Let's say people die. I mean, either you are the pedestrian walking in front of the car and the car just hit you, or you are the person inside the car and the car hit the wall, for example. So who's going to get to be accountable? The creator of the device, the creator of the algorithm, the person who used, the person who walked. So these are all the debatable questions. So far, we don't really have an answer for this. We can only have a certain guidelines, blueprint saying that we should use with caution. No one, for example, if you're using smart TV, if you watch porn, for example, so who should be blamed? Are you the person who watched the porn, or the creator of the porn, or the smart TV that allow you to watch the porn? No one is actually claiming anything, but the person who actually watched the porn should be blamed. However, in the case of AI, for example, like autonomous vehicle just now, it's not really we do not really have who should be blamed yet, not yet, but it need to be used with caution. So if that answer your question, Davito, because you do have a lot of questions, I'm not sure. I think I just answered that one. Who should be held accountable? That's number one. To answer your first question, actually, okay, AI will make mistake. So how? Is that your question?
No, not really. It's my opinion. It's my opinion that AI will eventually make mistakes. Even though the codes are perfect, the algorithm is flawless. They eventually will make mistake when it faced into a few problems like that.
To answer to add to your comment, yeah. I watch I watch a lot of TikTok actually. But one of the things that I watch is that one of the car stop automatically based on the shadow of the road. It just stopped, and then the car from behind just hit from the back. So whose fault is that? Actually, the algorithm, because it just stopped immediately in the middle of the road. But who should be blamed? The AI, right? The AI. But on that case, the car from the back shouldn't follow too close. So that is the argument. If you follow too close, of course, you do not have time to brake. But if you have certain space, you should be able to be safe. But that happened in Malaysia very recently. So people are saying that, what should we do about this? But as I said, we should use AI with caution, because there is no way we are saying it is fault free. As you said, there is a lot to have a problem, but that is supposed to be within our risk bracket. We know it will happen, so we just make sure that we hope it will not happen. Hopefully it answers your question.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Right, thank you.
Excuse me, Professor. You may also pick from the participant in the video who raised their hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rico, you may.
All right. Okay, anybody, go ahead.
Excuse me, Prof. Okay, I'm Rico Febrian. Continuing questions from Maria. The questions is quite simple, related to the field of study I am pursuing. From your earlier explanation about some jobs that will be replaced by AI, I didn't find the job of a programmer mentioned. Perhaps due to the second myth you explained, that AI cannot actually process all types of data. So does this mean that the job of a programmer absolutely cannot be replaced by AI? Or is it possible that if there is a highly skilled programmer who creates AI to perform the task of a programmer, such as coding in various programming languages, there would no longer be a need for highly skilled programmers, but only a requirement to understand how to instruct the AI? What is your opinion of this matter? Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you, Prof.
All right. Thank you. Can I call you Fabrian?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Right. Okay. This is something that a lot of us have the question. As I said, Harvard already have AI lecturers. So sooner or later, will you do not longer have Pak Hendra as your lecturer? Perhaps, I do not know. Okay. Perhaps I am no longer the person that you will see. But to answer your question, whether the programmer would be replaced or not, the answer would be never. Because who is going to create an AI system then? If there's no programmer, you need a programmer to write the instruction for the AI machine to understand. You need the programmer to write the algorithm for the AI to solve, because AI cannot be know-all. Okay, in Malaysia, we have that term, know-all means palatau, know everything. I'm teaching you word, a little bit naughty word from Malaysia. So palatau means you know everything. So it's the same like AI. AI cannot be know-all. It's supposed to be very specific to its field. Therefore, programmer is very highly specialized. And again, you need to have creativity to solve a problem. And creativity cannot be replicated using AI. How can you teach people to be creative? No, you cannot do it. It's just ilham from the God to us. So if you are worried, don't worry, because being a programmer is a highly sought after job. You need to have a very good grasp of the programming code so that you can write better instruction to the computer. If that answer your question.
Thank you, Prof.
All right, thank you. Yes, silakan.
Okay, next baby Bunga, you can ask your question.
Okay, good afternoon, Prof. I want to ask a question that might sound ridiculous. So I watched this one series that talked about AI. In that series, they made the AI run with a thing similar to human feelings, such having empathy and understand how its user feels, which seems to be very fictional according to today's state. Is there going to be a possibility that in the future AI might adapt it and run with the sense of human feelings? Will they be developed until that circumstances?
Okay, thank you. Wow, like your name is like artist. One of the Indonesian artists, apa Lestari Bunga. What is the name that?
Bunga
Like-
Citra Lestari.
Yes. Bunga Citra Lestari. Thank you, Pak Hendra. Yes, correct. Your name is like an artist. Right. So can I call you Bunga perhaps?
Sure, Prof.
Okay. So you watched, in fact, your question is very interesting because in fact, my research is to train the computer to understand emotion from speech and from brain signal. If you do have time, go and Google about Sophia. Sophia is a robot that have emotion. That is already being broadcast in, I think, last year in the UK, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Sophia can talk to you like a human. But AI don't have all this what we said. They don't have the taste, they don't have the ears. I mean, they have the ability to actually capture all this information, but it may not give them the meaning of it. Can you imagine AI taste nasi lemak, which is, I don't know, because I don't think that it will reflect to actually what is happening. You have to bear in mind, AI is a computer system that don't have all this panca indera. I'm not sure what to call it in bahasa in English. It we can teach them to understand, but they will never feel. The feeling is not something that they do have. So to answer your question, yes, sooner or later we will have AI to understand emotion, but those emotions are learned. You are teaching them emotion. It's not that they feel the emotion. It's two different things. Things that you learn and things that you feel is two different things. Because for human, we don't learn emotion. We feel. For example, if I feel sad, it's not because I learn sad is supposed to be this way. No, I just feel it. So that is to answer your question, Bunga.
Thank you, Prof.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Linda, for all the answers. And unfortunately, that will be the last question for today's class. Okay. And I think I can finish the question and answer session. Thank you for all the enthusiastic participants who asked questions. Now we got to continue to the next session. Now we are at the end of the class, and remember, after the class, there will be a presence and feedback form that will be provided by the committee, and all the participants must fill the form to get the certificate. But before that, we will do the documentation session together. And first, for all the participants, can turn on your camera first for all the committee to take a documentation. Maybe can take over.
Okay, for documentation, my role in participant is to add comment. First slide. 1, 2, 3. And one more time. 1, 2, 3. And second slide. 1, 2, 3. And one more time. 1, 2,
3. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, is that all?
And thank you very much.
Okay, before we end this class, all the participants must fill the form that provided by the committee to get the certificate. Maybe the committee can help to share the presence form. Okay, you may fill the form in the chat. Okay, thank you for all the participants in the class. Thank you for joining the guest lecture 2020. And special thank you to our speaker, Dr. Linda, for the lesson that I have given to the class today. Thank you and see you in the next guest lecture 2020.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.